Sandusky County Park District was formed in 1973. We are presently at 16 parks that we operate and a little bit over 2,500 acres. We have this park where we're at right now, which is Creek Bend Farm, and it's home to the Wilson Nature Center. This is our hub of programming. We typically bring in about 9,000 hours of educational opportunities for area school children as well as public programming. For our school programs and even adults, we're trying to make a connection with the people. We want them to get out. We want them to experience it. So when we take a hike, it's look at this flower, touch this flower, smell this flower. Do you know how this flower is incorporated into everyday life? When we go into the creek, which is one of our biggest programs, we take children and adults, we take them in and we flip rocks with them and they investigate and explore the different creatures that they find. We talk how they're connected and how they actually connect back to us as humans and how that connection is important. I think that a connection with nature is really important because it allows people to see how different systems interact. If it wasn't for the plants, we wouldn't have oxygen. The biggest thing that I want to accomplish, and I know my staff wants to accomplish, is to give people that sense of awe and that sense of wonder, so that when you are outside, it's not, oh my gosh, look, it's a spider, ooh, let's get it. It's like, oh my gosh, look at this spider. And look at the web that it weaved. And what do you think it's gonna catch? And how do you think it connects to this? And how does it connect to that? So it's trying to re-engage that, that childlike sense of wonder in people so that they go out and explore it, engage with it, and understand it a little better. People are coming out and looking for an experience. It's not so much you go out and say, okay, this is a hickory tree, this is a goldenrod plant. They want an all-encompassing experience that addresses all their senses. They get to immerse themselves in the experience, and they get to make the connections themselves. Dependent upon the person, a lot of times when people come on programs, or even people who don't come on programs, people who interact with us on our social platforms and things like that, there's people that want to engage with you, there's people that want to engage alongside of you, and you just have to make sure that you provide the resources so that no matter how they want to do that interaction, if they want to come sit down and have a 15-minute conversation with me about screech owls, then that's one way to connect. But if somebody wants to sort of just come in, check out the displays and things like that, you also have to allow for that type of interaction. So it's making sure that we're hitting all the different learning styles. So there's some people who like to talk about it. There's some people who just like to hear about it. There's other people that like to go on our Facebook and look for the nice little pictures and the little caption. They're like, oh, look, that's a really cool moth. I think I want to take it one step further and investigate it a little bit more for myself. I don't necessarily need to have a conversation with somebody about it, but it's just sort of trying to create that spark that will get people to take things to that next step. There are so many different avenues today to enable people to make a connection with nature. You have the personal connection, but now with all the technological advances that we have, if you want to learn something about the Great Barrier Reef, you click and boom, you're there. But the one thing that I would encourage people to do is don't just stop at that computer screen and think that's your experience. I think it's important to be able to get outside and surround yourself with it so that you can get the full effects of it. You can investigate things on the computer, and odds are you can probably find something that's comparable to it in this area to compare it to, and you can go out and experience it for yourself. We don't have an ocean, but we have creeks, we have ponds, we have Lake Erie. You can go out and just stick your feet in the water. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? And it doesn't necessarily have to be this huge educational experience. It's just getting out there, experiencing it, enjoying it, absorbing it, and letting it help to facilitate your relaxations. I think once you have an understanding of the environment around you, your natural scapes, you can see how different components play into it. We've had, in the past summer, we've had wildfires, hurricanes, all different kinds of events that are happening in the world. And I think by having the understanding of your natural surroundings, it helps you better to understand and interpret what's going on in a worldwide scope. And then it will help you to sort of gear your actions. So, okay, we need to be careful when we go camping. We don't want to leave our fires out. We want to make sure those are extinguished. We want to try to recycle. We want to try not to use straws because it can get into the waterways and things like that. So I think it depends on the person, and just the connections that they've made and how they want to take it to the next level. Because sometimes there's some things that could be done, but they just might not be feasible for those people. So it's just being able to do your part to try to make an impact and just feel happy about it. Balance between nature and community, I think, can be interpreted on several different levels. One would be, like I've stated before, the understanding of the things around you, but the other component would be how beneficial nature can be to people. Throughout the last few decades, life has gotten more and more stressful. People are trying to pack more and more activities into their everyday life. It's scientifically proven that just going out and spending 20 minutes in nature helps to lower your blood pressure. It helps to relax you. It helps you to think more clearly on a daily basis. So I think the connection, it's not just important as a conservation aspect, but also as an emotional and a physical aspect for people, just to ensure that we stay healthy. And by maintaining a healthy natural component or ecosystem, that helps to ensure that we can also stay healthy.